Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the top tricks on OPPO Reno 14. Okay, so let's begin with opening up the settings. Now, let's scroll a little until we find the accessibility and convenience. And maybe let's begin with the screen recognition, which allows us to take a screenshot. And when we click into the proper action button, we'll be able to copy the content from the screenshot. Make sure that it's enabled right in here, down below. If you want, you can click on About Screen Recognition and read something about it. But now let me simply show you how you can use this mode. So first, let's create a screenshot and let's click the first option. Now it will scan the screen. And as you can see, currently, for example, the text has been highlighted. And what can we do with it? We can select the text, we can copy it, share with it. We can also click on Select All, and it will simply select the whole text that it's on the current page. And we can share with it and also save it to the file doc. When we click on that, all of the text that was on this page has been saved into the file doc. To open the file doc, we need to launch the sidebar first. You can see that on the right side, on the edge, we have this thin gray bar. To launch it up, we need to slide from the right side to the left side, and the first option is the file doc. And now, as you take a look, all of the whole text that was on the page when I was using the screen recognition has been saved in that file doc. Now we have quick access into that text that we have just copied, and also we can easily now click on that and, for example, copy it and send into other people. It's really cool, for example, for the multitasking when you are doing a lot of things at the same time, and you can now quickly simply copy the text, drag it into the file doc, and use it later, instead of moving all the way in those apps and copy the text manually. You can use the screen recognition, copy it, and place it in the file doc. So that's how the smart recognition works. Now we can go back. Now we know how to use it. Next thing is the smart sidebar itself. It's also under the accessibility and convenience. Make sure that it's enabled right in here. Now we can adjust our bar. When we go into the floating bar, we can enable the auto hide or keep it enabled. Basically, when the auto hide is enabled, this thin bar will disappear after some period of time. You can see that it was like 2 seconds ago on the edge of the screen, and now it simply automatically disappeared. So pick the option that you want. When you select Do Not Hide option, you'll be able to change the size of the sidebar, also its transparency. We have 3 positions that are locked, and also we can place it up or down. And as a last thing, we can change its position, I mean left or right in here. So select the options that you want. If you want to try again or restore the defaults, the last option allows you to do that. Simply tap on Restore the defaults. Okay, we can also enable to show the recent files and show the app names in our sidebar. And it's also worth enabling the smart functions right in here. When it comes to the sidebar itself, to launch it up, slide from the right side to the left side. And now the sidebar launched. In here we have some shortcuts. For example, we can quickly take a screenshot, we can start screen recording, we can translate the text, open up My Files, open up the calculator and the Google Photos. If you click on all, you will have a list of all apps that you can launch from the sidebar. And now, when we click on the Edit button, we can add manually the apps into our sidebar. For example, we can add the partial screenshot, enable the screen translate, or add our personal apps, for example, I don't know, notes or the games, if you have one. When it comes to opening the apps from the sidebar, when you click on one of those apps, for example, the calculator, as you can see, it opens in the floating window. That's another cool thing, because thanks to that, we'll be able to multitask on our device. We can easily change the size of our floating window when we grab on the edge. Also, we can change its position on the screen when you grab on those three dots that are in the middle of our floating window. And also, that's not the only way to launch the apps from the sidebar, because from the sidebar we can also launch two apps in the split view. To do it, we need to open up our sidebar. Now we need to hold the icon from the sidebar, and now, as you can see, it says the split view, so simply release your finger and now select the second app if you want to launch something in the split view. Not all of the apps are supported in the split view mode. For example, the settings won't work, or the Gemini, but for example, we can use the browser. And now, as you take a look, the screen has been perfectly split in half. We have both apps opened at the same time, and it's really comfortable, for example, for people who like to do many things at the same time. So for example, we are counting something on the calculator, and at the same time we can quickly start scrolling the internet or our social media. We can also adjust the size of those windows. We have this thin bar in the middle, and when you grab on it, you can slide to the upside or to the downside to select the size of our apps. So for example, now our release and the calculator in my case is much smaller than the Chrome icon. You just need to select the option that you in which you feel comfortable simply. If you click on that bar in the middle, you can also swap sides of those apps. So now calculator is on the bottom, Chrome is on the top, and we can also save those apps as an app group. Click on that icon. Now, when we will close our split view, on our home screen, you can see that the Chrome/calculator shortcut appeared. We can call it in that way. And now, anytime, let's say that we are using this pattern pretty often, and we don't want to each time open up the sidebar or manually open the split view, we can simply save those apps as a shortcut. And now when I click on that, you can see that both of the apps opened immediately in the floating window. So it's pretty cool. It also saves some time. So I highly recommend using this mode if you're that kind of person, and also creating a shortcut if you use this mode often. Alright, also when we go into the settings, as we scroll down back again into the accessibility and convenience, we can see the gloves mode, for example. This mode allows us to interact with the screen effortlessly while wearing gloves. Swipe on the screen with gloves on to activate the mode. Gameplay is not supported, so let's say we have a winter outside and it's really cold, and with most devices doing something on our device is almost impossible when we are wearing a gloves. But on our OPPO we can enable the gloves mode, and we'll be able to use our device simply. Next thing that we have is the screenshot options, and we have three ways to take it. The most common way of creating a screenshot is simply tapping the power button and volume down button. That's the usual way of creating a screenshot, but we have other things. We can use gestures simply to create our screenshot. We have the 3-finger swipe down, 3-finger touch and hold, and the normal mode that I was talking about. When it comes to the 3-finger screenshot, if you don't know how to use them, you can always click on the tutorial, and in here you can see how you can create each screenshot. Let's begin with the full screenshot. Simply slide 3 fingers to the downside on your device, and you could see that screenshot has been successfully taken. When it comes to the partial screenshot, we need to hold 3 fingers on our screenshot, and now select the part of the screen that you want to take a screenshot of. So let's say I want this part. Now release your fingers and the screenshot will be taken, just like that. It doesn't appear right now, but that's the usual way how you can create that. Also, the scrolling screenshot, simply again place your 3 fingers on the screenshot and scroll all the way down. And now, as you can see, it has been successfully made. Let's begin again with that partial screenshot. I don't know why it doesn't want to get taken, but you can see the tutorial right in here. Maybe I'll show you on the home screen. In here it should work without any problem. So I'll hold with my 3 fingers, now I'll release, and now you can see that I can select the part of the screen that I want to take a screenshot of. And now if you want to save it, click on this icon on the top right corner, and now it has been saved in our gallery. So we have 3 cool ways how we can create our screenshot. Also, we have the gestures and motions. We have, for example, the screen of gestures. When the screen is off, we will be able to do some actions when you turn it on. For example, when we double tap the screen, it will turn on or turn off. That is pretty common, but also worth enabling. In some of the devices, it's enabled automatically. On our OPPO, we need to manually turn it on in the settings. So that's how it looks like. We are on the home screen. I will double tap. My bad, when the screen is off. I will double tap. As you can see, the screen launches. It works in both ways, also when the screen is already active. So it's also worth enabling. We can also enable to draw an O to open a camera. Let me show you how it works. So remember that your screen must be turned off. Now I will draw an O. And you can see that the camera app launched automatically. Pretty cool thing. So that's like a quick shortcut for opening the camera. You can turn it on. When we will draw an V, it will be we'll be able to turn the flashlight on or off. Let me show you how it works. Let's turn on the screen, draw the V, and now let's take a look. You can see that the flashlight successfully launched. And now I will draw it again to show you that it also turns off the flashlight. Sometimes it takes a few tries because currently, as you can see, it doesn't want to work, but now it successfully turned off the flashlight. Let's try again. It has been turned on, and now I will draw again. And it has been turned off. Pretty cool thing. Also, pretty useful shortcut, I would say, in that way. Now we have other things. Under more, we have other symbols that we can draw, and we will be able to launch some of the apps this time. For example, when we will draw this symbol, I don't know what it's called, but let's say it's like a reversed V. We'll be able to launch the calculator, but it's not the only way. That's not the only app that we can launch in this way, because when you click on that, you can select the unlock option, call, or open app. Let's select open app, and as you take a look, in here we have a whole list of apps that we can use for this shortcut. So the calculator isn't the only option. Let's say we will change it for Google, and now when I will draw it, it should successfully launch this our Google app. So let's draw it, and now you can see that the Google app has launched almost immediately, so it works just fine. Next thing, drawing an M will cause this, that it will launch the Gemini. So let's launch it. Let's turn off the screen. Let's draw an M, and you can see that it also worked. The Gemini has been enabled. We can now start chatting with it, giving him our tasks. You can also use the voice commands, of course, if you don't want to type manually on your keyboard. And the last thing is drawing an W to launch the recorder. Let's try how it works. So let's draw it. And the recorder app also launched successfully. So that are the screen off gestures. Pretty cool thing. Next thing is turning on or off the flashlight with volume button. When the screen is off, press and hold the volume down button to turn the flashlight on or off. This function is not available during media playback. So we can enable it. Now I will turn off the screen. Let's hold one of the volume buttons. I will even flip the phone to show you. You could see that I was holding volume down button for around 2 seconds and the flashlight successfully launched. So it's also a pretty cool shortcut. Let's say that we are doing something and we need some source of light. We don't need to, unlock our screen, open the bar and look for the flashlight. Simply, if you have that shortcut enabled, you take the phone out of your pocket, hold the volume button, and the flashlight launches. Also pretty worth enabling. Next thing are the air gestures. When it comes to that, they look pretty cool, but the sensor that it's located on our camera that detects our gestures, sometimes it doesn't want to work in the proper way, and it takes a few tries, for example, before it will work. So we have the air call control and the air scroll. We need to launch the air control first. We can enable it right in here. Click on agree and continue. Click on allow. And now we can read how it works. Hold the back of your hand 20 to 40 centimeters from the front camera with your fingertips pointed down. When a prompt appears on the top of the screen, flick your hand up to answer a call. So to do it, we can mute our call using this gesture. But before we will try it, we can click on Learn Gestures. Now we need to place our hand just like in that position in the front of our front camera, and now we need to flick our hand up to answer the call. Okay, actually this time it worked in the first way. I'm a little bit surprised because sometimes it doesn't want to work even after a few tries. I can show you again. I'll click on Learn Gestures, and now place your hand like that in that position in front of your screen. Okay, now we can see the text to flick our hand up to answer the call. So do it, and you can see that the call has been successfully answered. Now we need to hold the palm of our hand up to the screen with fingers pointed up, and when we will hold it for like 1 to 2 seconds, we will be able to mute incoming call. So place your hand just like that, and now you can see that the incoming call has been muted. So that's how it works. When it comes to the calling, now we can enable the air scroll. So to do it, below we have the supported apps that can work. In my case is the Facebook, TikTok and YouTube. Below we can click on Learn Gestures, and in here also we have a quick instruction. So when we are in one of the supported apps, we need to turn on the sidebar. Then we need to launch the app, and we will be able to use it. So for example, in my case, I will launch YouTube to see how it works. Let's launch the sidebar and click on the air scroll. Okay, and now we need to point our hand just like that. You can see that I'm not even doing anything, and the device is automatically scrolling and is detecting the movement where actually I'm not doing anything. So just like I was saying, sometimes it's pretty lagged and does the thing on its own. But we can open up the settings. If you want, you can always click on Learn Gestures, and in here you'll be able to see how it how it works. So again, we need to hold the palm with the fingers pointed up, just like that. And now we need to flick our hand down to scroll the page down. Sometimes it doesn't want to work, but in this case it worked. Let's click on again. So hold your palm, now flick, and now hold your hand and point the fingers on the screen, and then flick up to scroll. So now I will launch the YouTube that I was talking about. Let's make sure that the air scroll is enabled. Okay, so let's hold the palm over the screen. We can now see the prompt under the front camera that allows us to scroll. So now I will scroll. You can see that actually on this OPPO it works pretty okay, because when I was testing this device in the past, sometimes it didn't even want to work. Also, you need to make sure that your screen is clean. Same thing with your camera, because you know, when the sensor is simply dirty, there is a huge chance that it won't detect any movement and it won't recognize your gestures. Okay, so now let's try to scroll to the downside. Place your hand over the screen, point the fingers down, and now slide to the upside. And you can see that it works pretty okay. It also looks pretty cool. You just need to simply try it on your own to find out how it works. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.